Well, the last trail I went to was completely full, Barclay Lake. And the weather's nice today, so we're gonna give Deception Creek a try out. There's still quite a bit of snow around here, as you can see. The last trip report from about 3 weeks ago said the snow is impassable a quarter mile up the way, but we'll see. I think we can get a little bit further than that today. Well, I definitely wish I could have got out here earlier today. Like I said, I went to another trail which was already full, but this is mainly because I had to make a stop to get my vehicle tabs. I actually bought them online last night, but the trip down to get the actual sticker and the registration paper for the glove box added about an hour and a half to the whole foray, and everything's starting really late today. No snow so far. I was able to drive all the way up to the trailhead. There's usually too big a rut to get up there, and you have to park by that bridge down there, but somebody came through and fixed it, which is awesome considering it's basically an active construction site on half where the railroad is constantly moving big equipment in and out. Would have been really great if they could fix that rut for us. I'm pretty sure the Forest Service probably actually came out and did it. Get a drink of water. It's just exquisite weather out here. It's warm, but it's misleading. It's gonna get buried in snow, I think, as soon as about 10 tonight. So I'm kind of glad we had to scurry out here before all gets covered up again, but summer's coming. Made it to the Alpine Lakes Wilderness. I forgot about that little step. Yeah, you have to park in the National Forest, and then you camp out here in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness. It's always curious when I go past this thing to see what uses this as a home, this little cave thing. Looks like people might have built a fire or something in there at one point, but I wouldn't do it. I assume that's probably why that rock is cracked, but who knows? It looks plenty dangerous. And if you're wondering where this thing is, it's right next to the first log walk, which we're gonna go over now. This is the thing that he put the micro spikes on if it's frozen. There we go. That is really easy to cross. It's really wide and well maintained. Looking at all that junk though, I bet it gets knocked down quite a bit. It might have started life as a big log. Who knows? It looks purpose built though. Well, one of the biggest hazards of going on these trails in the very beginning of the season when nobody's really been out is this sort of thing. And if you're wondering how you get over it, you just climb over it like that. Looks like people have been out here and done some sawing, but as you can see, it's gonna take some work to find the root, so I better get the map software out. Looks like we reached at least the root of this problem here. It's a blown down tree. Maybe avalanche related, but there's the length of the tree there, but we're gonna go around the vase. You can see a footpath people have made into it. Well, there's a stop here. Not especially anything out of the ordinary other than the fact that I'm trying to avoid just sweating to death. I'm trying to avoid turning into Pedro and Napoleon Dynamite, and I might have to cut this hair. Oh, give it a break. Cool down a second, and we'll continue forward. We're about a quarter mile in now, and this is like the first signs of snow I've seen. In the last review on all trails 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. So this is about the point they turned around. They were doing like I was doing at Miller River, Lake Dorothy, and walking in someone else's footsteps. And eventually that person turned around just like Lake Dorothy, and then they gave up as they got to where it was too deep. But I don't think I've actually stepped in snow yet. There's some there. But that could have slid too. Although I try not to just absolutely sweat, I'm gonna take a break. I think I'm gonna take off this hoodie. Hopefully this isn't too loud. And we'll keep going. Drink a little water. Sweating too much. We're almost 2 miles in. I think we're pretty close to that campground I always stay at, but the snow starts to undulate between waist deep and then nothing. And I think it's about to get even deeper, so time permitting. I would have went further because time does permit, but I'm gonna head back. You should go so slow, and I've sank up to my waist a couple times in snow wells. Whoa! Woo! Tree just let go right there. Just right there. Whew. A ghost went past. Yeah, the going is just, it's just too slow, so I'm gonna have to head back. I'm down into this single merino layer. I'm sweating, and it's just comically slow when I'm in the deep snow. So as the season progresses, won't be tomorrow because it's gonna snow in good tonight, but sometime soon we'll get up here and do an overnight. These are the root shoots that are a pain to walk down anyways in the summer. I'm just trying to give you an idea of the BS I'm dealing with. Well, see, it's like that. He just randomly will just sink way down into the snow, and it just makes everything so slow. And we're back on dry ground. Clear a few more obstacles, and the snow is starting to lessen a little bit. There is a ton of tree branches and stuff mixed into it, so So it makes me suspect it's some snow slide activity. Now we're up here and it's below 2,000 feet. You don't really have to deal as much dropping 2 feet down into branches, stomping through a hard crusted top of snow. It was really starting to irritate my knees. It's just slow going, but this trail is exquisite. Other than the very much winter back over there, there's a lot of branches down. Kind of looks like people haven't been here for a while, but when you get back into the snow, there's tons of footprints. So I think it's also a snowshoe route. These places seem way more desolate than they really are. Especially when that Navy growler went over the trees and blew him around. He was so low, it seemed like. Seems like that's the last major obstacle. Oh yeah, there's these big blow-downs. I'll have to go around. And navigate the last of these blown down trees, zigzag around them. I just returned into the nice walk in the forest part of the hike. And if you're gonna day hike, I would definitely recommend Deception Creek. You just gotta check for snow before you take off. The thing's gonna get buried tonight, so it's intermittent. It's one of the reasons you can have it to yourself, or you can go to Barclay Lake and not even find a place to park. That, if my memory serves me correctly, is one of the last things that you do. It seems like we got about 15 more minutes of walking, but that's Deception Creek. It's a really neat trail. It's probably one of my favorites in all of the Cascades. It's the first trail I ever did an overnight on in Washington. Well, I think the campsite down there has 3 sites at the first one, and then about, I don't know, a mile and a half down there further, I think, there's another couple of campsites. And that's where you join up with the Tonga Ridge Trail. You can either go up the hill to that, or you can continue forward up to Deception Lake, where it basically joins the PCT. And you kind of go north or south from there. It's a little bit of a hill right before you get to that trail, though. I think you gain about 1,300 feet in less than a mile. But yeah, it's a really good trail. I would recommend it to anybody going out into the Cascades. The only thing I've ever used those micro spikes on was stuff like this on this trail when it was frozen and the wood was real slippery. I don't recall needing anything more than that, even on the snowy trails. Well, it looks like we're through with Deception Creek. It's been a great trail until you get to the snow. You should come out and see it yourself. Whew. From JW Outdoors, thanks for watching.